Welcome to episode 211, Cigar Hustler Podcast.
Yeah.
The post-TPE edition.
Post-TPE.
Post as in after.
As we've lived it.
Well, you know,
We've lived it.
terribly exciting.
It was terribly exciting.
It was a good time, it was. You too can become part of our podcast family and invest in our show. Put your products in front of thousands,
Michael.
Michael.
Now.
Thousands, really going. Thousands of listeners and viewers every episode. We're heard on 13 different podcast providers all around the world. Remember, let's see, you have your ad read in this spot right here. I don't want to do this anymore. Contact me, Mike at MikeandMikeProductions.com. This is probably the thing I say the most in my life now.
You probably wake up in the middle of the night. You too
can be part of it. Please remember, please to rate, comment, and subscribe to whichever one of our providers you use.
Yeah.
And if you hit the bell, you get notifications every time we put up a
if you follow us on like Podbean or Spotify or
we're on all those.
Or all those other ones, go to YouTube and do that one too for me. Please, just come on.
Just
come
go
on,
watch
the YouTube.
the
I want to see
video.
the YouTube.
He's got a thing about YouTube. Oh, this is upside down.
I got a thing about the YouTube. We're gonna do the
Oh, yes.
the LBD.
We're doing the LBD cigar now. The
Little Big Delicious.
The Little Big Delicious.
A
Little Big Dick.
Jeez Louise.
I thought it was like my alter enemy.
From room 101.
From
we
BD
gotta have
from BDP.
We gotta have Abe call in next week or something.
Oh, to promote the thing?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we can set that up.
Yeah,
We
let's
would love
have
to
him
do
call.
that. We could give we'll give Abe a call.
Yeah,
Have him plug his event. We will be at the Great Smoke,
we will be.
and apparently now we are not coming alone.
we are not.
We are bringing
We are
the
officially
bang. We're bringing the bang.
We're officially chauffeurs.
we are the Uber
I
driver.
don't know how I'm gonna SBD this thing, whatever you call it.
We don't have anything that size.
I have no fucking idea.
What that is, I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh, can we call him during the Patreon and talk to him about it?
maybe we'll see.
Oh, let's see. Try to do a little something extra for those fellas. Okay, let's talk about your
9.8 grams.
accessories for the airplane ride.
Okay,
Wanna talk about
is
that?
that where you want to go?
Let's start there. Unless you, do you want to tell your story first
No.
about the man?
The several.
Several.
I will tell you this, that I didn't pack my CPAP because I haven't been able to breathe through my nose.
Right.
So I wanted to make sure that I was comfortable when I was traveling.
Well, the eye massage thing sort of took me by surprise.
The
to tell you
eye
the truth.
massage
And the
thing.
fact you said, "Oh, have you ever tried it? This is great," and then let me try it.
I had to use it.
It went back in your bag.
It did.
You used it more for the ride home than the ride there.
No.
Yeah, the ride there, you didn't use it much because you quickly switched to the black one. The black comfort eye mask.
All right, so it runs for about 15 minutes.
Oh.
Okay? And then it turns off.
Oh, okay.
But
Is
when-
it a charge thing?
Yeah, it's got three. It lasts about 3 goes
Okay.
before you need to recharge.
All right.
So the first time I had used it,
Yes.
I was still awake. So then I switched out of it
Oh.
and went to the standard.
Standard black sleepy mask.
Yeah.
Right.
The second time on the way home,
Yes.
I was dead to the world.
Oh, yeah, you had the, let's see, you had the mask on.
I do. I have
the
the
regular
mask,
because
yes.
you had to wear a mask on a plane. You
yeah,
had the
which is
hoodie.
ridiculous.
You had the hoodie because I'm guessing you were cold.
No, it wasn't so much that I was cold. It's just, what am I going to do with it? Am I going to put it in my bag? Like
The hoodie? Well, you can just flip the hood down.
Where am I going to carry? Like, I like to kind of encase and just go away.
Yes, I mean, you couldn't even see you.
Yes, that's what I'm aiming.
Right.
That's exactly what I'm aiming for.
Hoodie up.
I just want you to know the
the-
same thing happens at the gym. I encase the majority
the
of the workout.
massaging eye thing, the face mask, the head pillow that connects to the airplane chair.
so you can lean
And then the hood
and not.
the hood up, though you could not see anything going on. The other guests were having a ball when I'm just in front of your face and poking at you. And
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure
quite
they
the-
were.
quite
But
the
I could
little
tell you
floor
that I put my mask down and I cheated against FAA regulations because no one could
you
see.
You had your nose
Yeah.
exposed. Yes.
It's lovely.
Right. On the way back, it was pitch black on that flight on the way home because it was the red eye. It was all night long.
Yeah.
So whoever was doing the drinks, it was an Asian lady by the accent. She said, "Would you like the drink?" So I got the drink. I think I got a soda. But then she said, "Well, the snack, you like the snack too?" So I got the snacks. Then she gives me this long dark chocolate wafer cookie thing.
Oh.
And it was some like cartoon packaging. We couldn't see because it was black. But she goes, "You're the only one to get one. We only have one on plane."
Wow.
I was like, oh, well, thank you very
Limited
much.
edition.
It was delicious, too. It was
Yeah.
the best thing I had to eat all weekend.
Say, where's really?
Yeah, it was good. It was about the size of a candy bar. And
How could that have been the best
the
thing
cookies
that you
weren't
had
even,
the entire
cookies
time?
were not even attached, but they were 5 little dark chocolate wafer cookie things. And it was amazing.
He's like, I know who I'm going to give these to.
Oh, I know who I give this to. He very, very nice. I give to him.
I'm going to give these to Mr.
To
Palmer.
the white hair man. We like white hair in China.
So,
That was the best tasting food, not the best eating experience.
okay. All right. So, yeah. So, what do you want to... So, okay. So, I multiple accessories when I travel.
Your bag has to be all full of flying accessories.
It pretty much was.
The noise canceling headphones, the regular headphones, the ear pods, the eye mask, the vibrating ear mask, the sunglasses. I mean, I don't know what else. You had 2 masks, but you lost a mask.
I did lose a mask somewhere.
Yes.
I don't
I
know.
washed mine. It's all clean now.
Oh, it's, the little yellow's gone?
The yellow is gone, except where my nose would be.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's never coming off. But then Adrian goes, that's what you breathe in at that shop all day long. Your lungs have to look like that.
There's no way.
Like, I don't know. That hangs in the shop 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
You know what, A.D. King Palmer, you're not a fucking doctor.
Hey,
you know?
Don't swear at my wife.
You're not a doctor.
Thank you. Yes.
God damn it.
So when you travel, Mikey, food is the main thing that you
I like
always
that you have all of this built
I have
out.
Notes. I have
This
notes
is
down, yes.
fantastic.
Yes, you have notes. You have notes. So standard visit for us when we go to Vegas is the sushi place.
Sakana Sushi.
The kind of sushi where you go, oh, look at who come in. It's
Yeah,
all Asians.
and-
Apparently, all their interaction with serving people were Asians.
And Jack Tarani was trying to shit on my sushi pick.
Oh, he's
like,
back again. We need more salmon.
Jack Tarani was like, all you can eat sushi is bullshit. I'm like, dude, don't even fucking, I don't go to your job, knock the dicks out of your mouth, pal. Stay the fuck out of my lane. He doesn't know, but he's going to give his opinion about
Right. It's a lovely little place.
it. It's fucking
And
amazing.
it's packed. I mean, it's always packed.
Yes. And I
So
crushed
people
an
waiting to
entire
get in.
school of salmon.
And I don't know what it is. The water there is amazing. I don't know what it is. It just meant I was so
It's just
thirsty.
'cause we're dying.
We're
Yeah.
just dying of thirst when you get there. But Mikey has the second record for the as many sushis as you can, or whatever they're considering, many salmons you can consider in one sitting consume. The record is 95.
I'm sure that somebody eats more than me. but-
Your previous record was 30. But at 30, I goaded you into more because, like, that just is what you ate last.
No, I was at 40 and then you gave me a hard time.
Right. Yeah, so you're stopping now. I still have some on my plate.
Yeah.
I didn't have 40. I was ordering 2 at a time. You're ordering 12 or 10.
I was
or
getting
whatever it
10 a pull.
Right.
Yeah.
So he had 50
Yeah. Plus the roll.
plus a roll.
So 55 pieces of sushi.
Only thing, don't get the egg rolls there. They're not really egg rolls. They're spring rolls, but they call them egg rolls.
It's a lot.
They're only this big. They're this big. That's about how big it was. But they're hot as hell. I don't know what the fuck they cooked them things in.
I like that we haven't even gotten into the TPE. We're just talking about the food.
Talking about the food. Well, the food's
Yeah.
the main portion of everything.
Okay.
And then for breakfast, what did we find for breakfast now?
Oh, yes.
We found the breakfast
We will-
place
we
to
will-
end all breakfast
Yes.
places.
Yes.
But we misordered because we had never been there before.
Yeah, we overordered.
Overordered. lot of food
Overordered
was
a little
left
bit.
behind. So
But
we went to the Omelet House.
the omelet house.
Now this is some little dive strip center we found on the
Yeah.
bad side of town.
I have,
Somebody said it was in the bad side of town.
that
We
was
told them
Lou-
where it was.
Lou Liga.
Lou Liga.
but the fact of the matter is, like, I don't know. I mean, like, it's Vegas. There's a lot of bad
Yeah,
parts of town.
that's true.
You know
That's
what I mean?
true.
Like, you know what I mean?
So as you walk
Like,
into this,
like the bad
Right.
part of town in Vegas just doesn't strike me as a bad part of town.
oh,
you know
like
what I
what
mean?
we would consider a bad part.
Yeah,
of
I'm like,
town.
this isn't even
It just
remotely
means there's no casino.
like, you know. Okay, so if you go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game,
Yes.
there's this barbecue place called Conan's Barbecue.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you right now, the fucking barbecue.
I asked Boots if you took him there when you guys went to the game.
No.
He said no.
No, we didn't have that
No,
kind of time.
You didn't get the fried chicken.
Oh,
and the
we just
Kool-Aid.
did Waffle House.
Yeah, you did Waffle House.
It was more of a breakfast thing.
Ah,
So Conan's Barbecue is amazing. Okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, it's not it's far worse than where we were at for Omelet House. Okay?
okay.
Far worse.
Right.
And I still felt comfortable there.
At Conan.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Well, you're a large man. You feel comfortable most
That doesn't mean
places.
shit
Yeah.
to fucking 3 people with guns. They don't care how big you are. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. But you feel comfortable. I mean, I felt fine there.
Well, maybe they have like a no gun rule at the Conan.
Sir,
barbecue.
no guns here.
No guns, gentlemen. There'll be no guns if you want the fried chicken and the Kool-Aid.
The iced tea at Conan's Barbecue gives you diabetes.
Oh,
as
I'm
soon
sure
as
it
you
is.
drink it, it's amazing.
It's like the birthday cake bang.
yeah, it's 100. It's 100%. It's amazing.
You're just spitting. In
I got
my
a little
mouth.
piece.
Spitting in my mouth.
Driving me nuts. I got rid of it. I took care of that for you.
Pretty good. So anyway, the Omelet House, when you walk in, you have to walk into the strip center, and you walk in, and there's signs up, 45 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's like a
15
ride.
minutes. Yeah, it's like the thing at Disney World.
It's like a theme park.
10 minutes, 5 minutes. And then you still go down, around the corner, down the hall, turn left, down another hall.
Yeah.
And then you get into room 1.
You got to speak to a man named Hank.
Yes, you get room 1, and then when you go into room 1, you walk through, and they set us in room 2. Now, there's also room 3, room 4, room 5, and maybe a room 6. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah.
Every time you turned another corner on the way out, there was another room.
But when we got to this room, there was no one.
Nobody. We were the first ones there.
There was nobody because it's the middle of the week.
Yeah, it was Thursday morning.
Yeah.
Thursday morning.
So she takes us all the way down, all past all of these empty
75
tables.
empty tables.
And she goes, here you go, guys. You can sit here. So I said, wait a second. What made you decide?
How is this the table?
How did we get to this table? Like, just out of curiosity, we passed. She's like, well, do you want to sit somewhere else? I'm like, no, I'm fine.
It's fine. We're fine here.
I'm just curious about the process. How exactly did you determine?
For the server, baby.
And that's what she pretty much said.
That's what she said.
I'm like, okay.
Very lovely black woman who sat us to the table. And then we ordered, and you saw the photo. Omelets were huge.
They were gigantic.
Now, mine said only comes in large, which I assumed maybe 3 eggs.
There's definitely more
I
than
think
3
it was
eggs.
7 eggs.
There's probably.
I got corned beef hash, but it was not corned beef hash. It was just corned beef.
Yeah.
There was not much hashing of this corned beef. Large bites.
Yeah.
And then we got the potato chips. I eat potato chips with all my breakfasts now. Mm-hmm. They're out of potatoes, so the homemade potato chips is all they had. And then it came with toast. And then I figured, I need bacon.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, what the hell? I need bacon. Oh, didn't need the bacon.
Nope.
Didn't need a bacon.
I got a side of pancakes.
Yeah, you asked him how big are the pancakes, and he holds up his hands like
a
this.
silver dollar.
Yeah, normal sized pancakes, sir. That was not a normal sized pancake.
I'll take 2.
I'll take 2 then. Just need a little carb at the end of my meat.
Need to bulk up.
Right.
You know, because
they
first,
were huge.
But like I have learned by design that for one, I worked out that morning.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So it's good I'm a big believer in nutrient timing. I want to have the biggest meal possible post workout.
Right.
As well as when it comes to these type of events, you want to have a big breakfast. That way you don't have to worry about lunch or any of that other shit. Like you could ride through a 12-hour process and not be hungry. You're just good. You know, you handle everything you got to handle.
Right.
And that's what
your plan.
Yeah, my outlook was.
Plan for the day.
And that worked out very well. You got hungry.
I needed a snack or something.
Yeah.
It was the smallest thing was a bag of potato chips. I didn't want a bag of potato chips.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do it. So
you
I
had
got a hot dog, and I thought it'd be nice and get you a hot dog as well.
Which is very thoughtful.
Now you did not want your hot dog.
I appreciate your thoughtfulness.
I had a hard time giving that hot dog away. Luckily, Tony Gomez from Espinoza was needed a little something too.
Need a little hot dog.
So he ate the hot dog. Mm-hmm. So it did not go to waste. It was just a lovely regular hot dog.
But since we're addressing all the food, are you going to roll to the tapas next?
Well, that would be dinner, yes. The 7 bites we got for dinner.
The 7 bites. You know,
I knew what tapas was, but I'd never been to a tapas restaurant.
Yeah. And the food was good.
The food was good. It was delicious. Food was delicious. The company was very nice too.
Yeah.
I don't know what her name was next to me. I have no idea.
Me neither.
But I couldn't hear her she kept trying to talk, and I go, I'm sorry, what?
Oh.
And then back, and then, but I could hear Groover across the table. No problem at all.
Because Jeff Groover announces himself.
Yes, that's true.
Well, for me, you know, I think that I just like us going out to dinner.
Oh, just us.
Yeah.
Well, it's a little more low key. We can sort of hit back and forth on the day, what happened, what was good, what was bad.
You know,
right?
Like, it was good. It was fun with Terrence and shit. And like
Terrence, the people from Executive.
Yeah.
Cindy from Island Girl. Jeff Groover and his lovely
Jenny.
I know girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
Not fiance, girlfriend.
I don't know. Probably girlfriend.
I think girlfriend. Yes. The young lady who was with Terrence, we don't know exactly who she was, or her name was like Maria or something. She works for them or something.
We have no idea.
We have no idea. I don't know. She's very sweet, very lovely young lady.
You get the details. But I don't know. Like, you know, I had a good time crushing the souls of an entire school of salmon with you.
Yes.
That was enjoyable.
Well, you know, we can talk or we can not talk. It's not a forced thing.
Right.
We could sit there in silence, or we could make fun of you with all the fish.
You know, the other, which I enjoy.
Yes.
And the other difference too, though, is the control factor of like dinner is at 8.
Right.
And I'm like, are you hungry? Let's go eat. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like, like I don't, You know, let's circle back. You know, I prefer
not hungry yet? Okay, I'll check back in 15 minutes.
Right, I want to go my own way.
Right.
Yeah. I think next time we decline all fucking.
We decline all
done.
No more advertising for free meals.
What are you guys doing What are you guys doing for dinner?
We have plans. With who? The guy over there.
None of your business.
None of your business.
If you want to join us, I'll call you 10 minutes before we arrive.
Right. You can show up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the light's still red. I really hate the Wi-Fi up here. I cannot wait till we get downstairs.
I hear rumbling at the door.
I have to quickly start the camera because I know it's going to disconnect. But as long as that little red light's
as long as it's rolling.
As long as it stays.
Okay, so now that we've discussed food of the TPE, you want to get into the deets of the whole event?
We have something else we need to do first.
Is that why there's something going on in the door?
Oh no! It's nothing out there. Nothing out there. No.
Okay.
Nothing out there. We have
son of a bitch.
We have a special guest.
Okay.
Type thing. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Everybody, how is everybody doing today? This is Will Cooper. I'm coming at you from the Perdomo Cigar Studios here in Indian Trail, North Carolina. And really excited tonight. I am not at the Tobacco Plus Expo this year. But, you know, I've been very fortunate to have some really good friends in the media. And I've asked a few of them to come on and give us a field report from what's going on. And, you know, it's very hard to get folks from the media, folks, you know, because the media folks are truly very busy here. And as we're going to get into this TPE trade show for 2022, it certainly is it's certainly been busy. And I think it's a very positive kickoff for the industry in 2022. So without further ado, I'm going to welcome in with Mike and Mike from A Cigar Hustlers podcast, because two is better than one.
Really? Hey, Coop, thank you very much. We appreciate you including us with all these other people you did the live shows with. It was very nice of you. Mike, say hello to Mr. Coop.
Hello, Mr. Coop.
So, we're at the TPE. We're back now, so this is actually a little late, but that's okay. You're a very busy man. We understand. So, what did you want to know, Coop?
Become the cigar capital of the world twice a year. Not to take anything away from Tampa, but there's 2 times our industry gets together in Las Vegas. This year, Tobacco Plus Expo is back at its normal late January time. And it's been 2 years since I've been to that particular show. I've been following everyone's coverage over the past week. And it's been interesting coverage because there's just so many different angles. But let's get right into this trade show. So I'm not going to, obviously the obvious is this trade show is looking like it's a big success. I think you don't need to be, unless you're under a rock, everything we're seeing, I thought it was a little slow at first, right? But then I was told that people were on the floor with media time on the first day. So that's why it looked slow. But then obviously it really picked up, and it's been a big success. You guys, I know this is your first one that you've had. Let me just ask the question is, compare the vibe at TPE 2022 day one versus PCA last year.
Well, thank you, Coop. This is my first TPE, but Michael has been to several others, I believe. At least.
I did one 2 years ago.
He did one too. Oh, it might have been the last time Coop was there also.
As representing.
Right. We didn't go on under media. We had a retailer pass.
Yes, we did.
There was some hang up with the media thing. We qualified last year when we didn't go for media, but this year there was something.
You need a website or something.
I think it was a website or something, yeah, so we didn't qualify. But day one, Michael, would you say day one was much busier than day two? As far as people in the booths, it looked like?
Day one was definitely busier than day two.
Right.
100%.
So, but we did run into all the media people.
We did.
We ran into Developing Palates. We spoke to them.
Yeah.
How about those cigars?
How about that
cigar? We
yep.
ran into them everywhere. Talked to them several times.
I saw Eric Gutters too.
Oh yeah, I did see him. I did say hello to Eric.
Yeah,
he was walking around like crazy all the time.
Ooh. And we did talk to David Garofalo.
Oh, yes. We did end up talking to David Garofalo.
We introduced ourselves. Hey, David, how are you?
Big fans, Dave.
And he's like, hey, how are you guys doing? How are things? And right. he's talking to us. And I'm thinking to myself, this guy has no fucking idea who he's talking to. He has no idea who we are.
We had a lot of fun doing that. We just giggled away when he walked around. He must try to figure out who the fuck are those guys.
What the hell was that?
We're like, that's Cigar Hustler, their podcast. We're
number one podcast.
Number one.
Uh-huh.
The smoking tobacco smoking.
I didn't see them.
I saw them twice.
They were there,
but we didn't talk to them. Yeah. They were there also.
Yeah.
That was obviously set up, but we weren't included in his live stuff.
Right.
So I thought we would do one. So maybe next time he would see how well we could do.
Oh, it's just like an interview,
like
an audition.
Audition, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like an audition.
Very
So
nice.
maybe next time he would, maybe tap us to do the same thing. I mean, we didn't do. We were asked a couple times to do interviews for different people. We don't do interviews at the trade shows. It just doesn't work with how our format of our show goes. And
No, yeah.
so
There are so many other people doing that. You know?
Okay, now at the this we're done with Mr. Coop now. Thank you, Mr. Coop. We enjoyed being on your
Coop.
show.
Yeah,
Thank you very
Coop.
much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. If I remember correctly, at the PCA last year, the big thing was all these people coming in, or was it just the influencers coming in and interrupting?
Influencers.
Just influencers.
There was a big to do about influencers.
Okay. Then my comment I was going to say, there's no bearing whatsoever.
But I think that there's always an argument for media, and they say the media takes up too much space and time.
Right.
Yeah. So you can go with that.
But they still were doing it at this show, too.
I think it's more PCA than it is TPE.
Yeah, TPE seems a little more laid back.
Yeah.
A little more relaxed.
Yeah, they'll just take the attention wherever they can get it.
Right.
Makes sense.
Right, yeah.
They
did have scheduled. I didn't see anybody who just walked up. I saw some other shows which I was not familiar with the people, guys with cameras and names on their shirts, and I didn't know who any of them were. So, I mean, it's not like they're the number 2 cigar show to watch in 2022.
Who's number one?
Cigar Hustler,
A podcast?
the podcast.
A podcast.
Yeah, apparently he didn't know who we were, so he must just listen to the show. He doesn't watch the YouTube, I'm guessing.
Yeah, he didn't identify our voices right away.
Right. So, well, that's
quite obvious.
We didn't talk.
Who's number one? A Cigar Hustler, the podcast.
Right, that one.
Yeah.
We should have taken it.
Thanks,
We
David.
should have got the photo.
We should have got.
He had that. He had a
seemed
handler.
he seemed a bit rushy.
He had a handler with him.
Yeah. How are you?
Yeah, I think we could have got the. I think we could. if
Good
we
to
pushed,
see you.
Could have got the.
Good to see us. You don't even know who the fuck we are.
Okay. Now, what was the number one thing from the TPE that you learned or experienced or?
The number one thing. The question for me, when you ask that question, it's like, what do I state on here and what do I state on the Patreon? It's really kind of, so I'm trying to determine in my mind what I should say here and then what I should reveal as well on the Patreon. So, the number one thing for me that I would say is that, man, I don't want to reveal too much.
Well, maybe you save yours then. Because mine has a story that I won't divulge the story here, but I thought it was funny. It always sticks out.
Here's what's really cool about the TPE. The number one thing for me is that you have more time to speak with everybody, right?
Yeah.
As far as upper tier individuals of specific brands and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like Saka's, he's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He didn't see. I mean, he was busy.
Right.
But anytime we walked by, it was a little chit chat thing. Right.
Eric, he's cool to chill. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Eric
We
Espinoza.
spent a lot of time, as we usually do with them. We spent a lot of
They're
time.
good
with
guys. You know what I mean? They're just, we just feel comfortable with
Right.
them. That type of thing is cool. Like Ed Reed, Hall of Famer, Baltimore Ravens, just kind of hanging out in the Placencia booth.
Yeah, he just hanging out.
Like, and fucking down to earth. What a
Yeah,
good
very
guy.
nice, very nice man.
That was awesome. Ike Taylor is another guy who's making a cigar
Not so much.
because he didn't give you a cigar.
Because he told the girl to put it back.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like,
right,
I appreciate that swag.
That's okay. I got one from George.
His name was Howard.
Howard. I got one from Howard. Howard George. Very similar names.
Howard and George, practically the same.
Practically the same name.
And
He
then
was very nice. I liked him.
and
Even
then-
though his taste of shops is a little.
and then we ran into Darren Waller too.
Yes. I feel you were seeking out Darren Waller once you found out he was there.
Once I heard he was he was in
Yes.
the building.
Yes.
And I'll tell you why.
Not to the point where we're walking around with Darren Waller.
No, but like if
But
you know,
you were keeping your
first
eyes
of all,
open.
Yeah, how do you miss that guy?
Right. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't have. I mean, I don't know who he is. I would have thought more he was a basketball guy than a football guy.
He's a tight end.
Yeah, because he's not very big, though.
He's very tall.
Very tall.
Yeah.
More of a wide receiver.
No,
if
he's
I-
gonna throw it up.
Oh, he just grabs it on
yeah,
top of it.
yeah.
like,
Everybody else
there
is
you go.
fucked. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I was definitely.
And he was like 12.
I know.
So young.
Oh my god, man! I feel
So
so old
young.
talking to this guy.
Yeah.
So I was.
Sir, yes, sir? Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's looking down. Yes, sir? Yes, sir.
So what was cool about the reason why he was on my radar is because my son's all about football.
Right.
And I have to explain to my son who Ed Reed is, and then he'll get excited.
Right.
You know what? I didn't have to explain that to him, though. I thought I would have to explain who Ed
you
Reed
didn't have
was,
to
but he knew exactly who the fuck
Really?
he was.
Oh, that's
yeah,
very
so
good.
that was pretty impressive.
Because Ed's an older gentleman.
Right. Well, I mean, Jax is 8, right?
Right.
So, like,
that's what I mean.
Ed,
Ed might not have been playing.
Ed
Jack
Reed is
was
slightly before his time.
Right.
Yeah. So, but he damn well knows who Darren Waller is, right?
Well, they're almost the same age.
So what was cool is, I finally saw the guy, and
Right.
like, I'm not a big fan of, hey, let me get a picture.
Right.
But I knew that if I got a picture with this guy, my son would flip the
He would
fuck
be
out.
excited.
So I'm like, hey, hey, do you mind if I take a picture? So I can send it to my boy, yada yada. He's like, sure, no problem. So I take the picture.
Right.
Gave him a couple cigars, whatever. Said, hey, thanks very much.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah.
Because I didn't take the photo, so
Yeah.
someone else was taking the photo.
If somebody's gonna spend their time with me for even if it's for a few seconds or whatever,
right.
if they're a celebrity, I just like to show some appreciation.
Sure.
Like, hey man, here's some sticks. He's a cigar guy.
Maybe
which is
he likes
cool.
them. Maybe he gets a picture smoking them after a football game.
I personally don't give a shit either way. I just think
yeah,
that,
but it would be nice though.
whatever.
I mean, you're not asking him to. I understand that.
It doesn't really
but
affect me.
You wouldn't be excited if after a big win you see him sitting back and lighting up a war bear.
Of course I would.
That's what I mean.
So, but so I send the picture to my son,
Yes.
and we go and leave.
Yes.
And as we're leaving, my son FaceTimes me, right?
Right.
So he's like, I can't believe you got to meet Darren Waller. I'm super jealous, blah, blah, blah. And we're in the car.
Right.
And I see Darren Waller walking, like he's across the fence, over a fence, walking to
A barbed wire topped fence.
Yeah, right. Just kind of walking in an area where nobody else is, right? So I'm like, hold on one second. So I drive up, I park my car, and I'm like, Darren, sorry, man, can you just say hi to my son? Can you say hi to my son real quick? He's like, sure, no problem. So, Jax is...
Did Jax ask, why is Mr. Waller in prison?
No.
The chain link didn't show up in
No,
the shot?
because, we were above it.
Well,
well, first of all, he walks up to the
he
fence.
walked up,
His
he
head is above it.
Right,
Yeah,
he
without
is
question.
Right.
So, obviously Jax didn't say much.
Mr.
He's
Waller,
just
would you
like,
say hello?
he's just kind of in shock and awe, like, hi.
Hi. Hello, you're Darren Waller.
So, I kind of guided the conversation along for a few seconds and whatever. And then said, all right, man, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And, Jax went nuts, bouncing off the wall, going crazy.
Calling all his friends and some family group chat mode thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Everything.
Everything.
So, that's really the unique dynamic of TPE.
Right.
At this current juncture, is like the availability of
Celebrities.
Yeah.
Cigar
celebrities, whatever they're called. What do you call them?
Cigar celebrities? I don't know, cigar
yeah.
celebrity.
I didn't know, but Skip had a name for them.
Oh, I don't know.
So, and then people that are in the industry that have became, obviously celebrities from other avenues of life. So,
right, that's what
fucking Ed Reed was cool as shit, dude.
He was. He's very nice. I don't think he was as recognized as Darren Waller.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah.
Everybody knew who the fuck Ed Reed is, without question.
No, I didn't.
He's more. Well, you're totally non-football.
I didn't know who Darren Waller was either. To be honest,
I could tell you right now. I could tell you right now that if you follow football at all, or if you have for at least the past 10 years,
right?
You fucking know who Ed Reed is.
Okay.
You might not know who Darren Waller is.
Maybe because he was just hanging out. I mean, when we saw Darren,
he was there.
Darren was walking around. He
Right.
had some dude with him, which I don't think was actually with him. I think he was just kind of following him around.
Like stalking him.
I don't know, stalking him, but made himself his handler.
Right. I'll come with you. Don't worry.
Well, he just walks with him, and Darren was so polite. He's not going to go, why are you following me?
I don't know. That's kind of creepy. Like, dude, what
Yeah.
the fuck are you doing?
Right.
So,
At least he wasn't holding his hand. Mr. Waller, we're going to go walk around.
yeah. So then so then my son fucking called me when we were sitting in the Placencia booth. I was like, you want to say hi to Ed Reed? And he goes, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but Ed Reed was, really cool. Like he saw, both the boys are 8 and 6, and
Right.
he's like they both play football. He's like, just remember, keep your hands up, keep your feet going.
Right.
Like
Learn to catch the ball.
Right,
He
learn
said he
to
wants to be a quarterback. Still needs to know how to catch the ball.
cornerback or safety. Yeah.
Oh.
Not quarterback.
Oh.
He wants to
he's
be
a quarterback.
He wants to be Ed Reed. Is what he wants to be.
Must be Henry.
He likes shutting people down. That's what which is really kind of fascinating. You think that as a kid, like the kid always wants to be the QB.
Right.
Not my son.
Oh,
Son wants to shut bitches down.
gotcha. He wants to score.
Yeah. So that would be the number one thing for me, TP. Go ahead. You tell me what yours
I just found out that Eric Espinosa hates raisin bagels. He does not like raisin bagels.
is. He's not a fan of raisins.
Not a fan of raisins. I don't like raisins, man.
That was the
I don't
number
like
one thing
raisins.
for you,
Yeah, I
huh?
thought it was hilarious.
Oh my God, that was
I
hilarious.
mean, because that's just so real. I
Yeah.
mean, we're just sitting there shooting a shit with Eric, and all of a sudden he's hungry. He's looking for a bagel, And all I got is raisin bagels. He's so pissed off
because he
man, I fucking hate raisins. I don't like raisins. Tony, why you buy raisins?
But like, you never get. There are a lot of people that sell the dramatics in this industry. There's always some kind of fluff.
Right.
Right. I have never ever felt that way towards Eric Espinosa.
No, not at all.
At a single time.
Not at all. No, not any time I've seen him talk to somebody else.
It's like 100% authentic. Right. This is who you are, and kind of take it or leave it. Right. So that doesn't surprise me that he's like, I fucking hate her. You know what I mean?
And but it was hilarious. He's going through the bag. He's pulling up.
Yeah. Fucking.
And then he ate one because that's all that was in there.
Right.
But we'll explain all that on the other show.
Yes, we'll go into details. A little more deets on that.
Right.
The Patreon. The
Patreon. I have this one little excerpt from the Half Wheel. Oh, I got to talk to Charlie. It's the first time I've spoken to Charlie.
Yeah.
Really? Charlie Minato, yeah. I've seen him at other things, but it's always passing. First time I've ever had any interaction with Charlie.
Nice.
I thought he was going to say, stop using my stories.
Yeah. No.
I almost asked him, can I get them early so I can
copy and paste
before you publish? That'd be nice. But this is from, who was the gentleman with him? What was his name again?
Patrick? Patrick is the man for Half Wheel.
Yes, it's Patrick.
He is.
I was intrigued to see the number of video cameras being toted around and interviews being done on the show floor. While we shoot videos with manufacturers, we also focus on TPE largely from a news perspective and one that heavily incorporates the written word and still photographs. It seemed that there were a lot of people there looking for content for the YouTube channel, social media feeds, perhaps more so than I've seen at other trade shows. I find it interesting to see how consumers and others interact with those in the industry, and this year's TPE seemed to be a pretty good reminder that there are a decent number of people working to make the connection through their online channels, which I thought was good. Everybody was taking interviews.
Yeah.
Everybody was being nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was stepping on anybody.
That's true.
Even we didn't interrupt anybody's interview.
No, not at all.
No.
I did kind of poke in on my boy Eric from Black Star Line when he was doing an interview. I slid him an SPC.
Slid him under, but you didn't. You were not on the camera. You could have went behind and went, hey, put it in his jacket pocket.
No, I wasn't trying to interject.
Slid it up into his hand.
Yeah. But that was cool to kind of sit and BS with him a little bit because I like what he's doing. I like his
him
cigars.
and Cliff a lot.
Yeah,
they were very nice.
They're working hard. They're trying to build a brand, and it's kind of fun to see that. And to see it kind of done in the way that they're doing it, you know, because I think that it's very easy. I think a lot of people get caught up in the A, B, or C, pick the cigar, and it doesn't seem like that's what they're doing. They're really trying to make blends that they like,
right, and
then try and develop them from there and really kind of approach.
Cliff told me that their biggest problem is people coming up and wanting a deal.
Of course.
Which was everybody's complaint, actually. Come up and go, here's the price. Okay, that's everybody's price. What's my deal? Well, dude, you own one shop in Milwaukee. This is your price, too.
Well, what's kind of unique is I can argue either side of that, and I think that a lot of that should be saved for Patreon. But I will tell you this, I don't really think that there's a place for deals.
No, I mean, they walk in.
I don't think that there's a place for deals.
They walk in with the show deal.
Right.
That should be where it ends.
I don't even think there should be a show deal. I think that,
Well, I don't know if the show deal is actually a price deal or it is, since you're at the show, you can buy this. I consider that a show deal.
That's one thing.
Right.
That's a totally
Which I think they
different
should do. I mean, you should get something for going to the trouble to be there.
I don't think you should even fucking do that.
You don't think so then either?
I don't.
Then what's the incentive to go?
To meet people.
Yeah, but the guy with the average shop doesn't need to meet people.
He does, though. He needs to know what's going on in this industry.
You can read that on Half Wheel.
Not really.
Yeah, really?
What you read and what you experience are two totally different things.
Well, certainly, yes.
And the experience that we had there,
right,
I felt really good about.
Well, we primarily go for the experience. I think we're the unique individuals at the show. Not
it's very unique.
Yeah, very very unique. We delete that. We don't use it anymore. I don't think that's why most people go.
And I think that's the problem.
Oh.
And I think that's the problem.
Oh. We said that already.
And I think that's the problem.
Oh. I don't have a whole lot of news. What else do you want to talk about? Not a lot of news because it's all TPE heavy news. We have very little bit of news.
Well, a couple of things that you didn't address. Story. Like, it was great for me to speak to retailers.
Well, we were going to have the talk before on what we were going to discuss here and what we were going to discuss on the other show. So since we didn't have that, I just had those few things, which are just standard things. But anyway, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
I think you're just kind of bullshitting with people, and you're just kind of hanging out or whatever.
Right.
And somebody looks at my shirt, and I'm wearing a Postania shirt, and he goes, "I love that cigar."
Right.
I go, "You do?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's an amazing cigar." I'm like, "Well, that's my cigar." And he's like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
the fuck out, really?
I'm like, "Yeah, man,
That's my favorite
cigar."
shirt.
You know, I was like, send the guy. So we email him a price list or whatever,
Right.
and we'll follow up later or whatever the case. Like that is what's really that was awesome for me, just to see like. I'm not going to fucking hit every state. I'm not going to go out there and pound the sand. And like, I just don't believe in that. It just doesn't make sense to me, you know?
Well, you're a 1 or 2 man operation. You can't physically do that.
But even if even if there were more people, it's not me.
Right. Yeah,
so running into people like that, you know, people that love your cigars, but just that you haven't made that connection yet, that was amazing for me.
Right.
You know, I wish that I wish I could do that more often, you know?
Right.
So that was really cool. That was really fucking cool. What else was really cool? Just meeting everybody and hanging out. Just bullshitting. You know, there's some unique things that are going on. There's some crazy processes that are happening at TPE and the statements that are being made from some of these people, and it's a little absurd, and history is starting to repeat itself. And I won't go into too far detail on that. I will leave that for the Patreon.
Oh, good, because I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Yeah, and that's kind of interesting, and you know, it's kind of interesting.
Interesting.
So if you're gonna be a subscribe for this month, then turn it off.
Then turn it off, right? Because then you won't get hit. Well, actually, you only get hit for once.
Yeah.
All right, you ready? Then we're gonna do the news.
All right.
We'll wrap this up.
Yeah.
From the 4 quarters of the world, all the cigar industry news you could possibly need. The Cigar Hustler Podcast Report with Mike 2.
Postania SBC 20 shipping next week.
Oh, yeah. That
It
is
might be
happening.
2022, but Postania Cigars is finally ready to ship the 2020 release of its limited Surrounded by Champions series.
Yes.
Are we working on the 2024? Wait, 2020. Oh, it'll be out in 2024.
Oh, we
the
did 22.
2022
Yeah.
and 24.
Maybe we get lucky when we get it out in 23.
Oh, the Postania SBC 20 is a 5.5 by 46 Corona Gorda, Mikey's favorite size.
Uh-huh.
That will begin shipping next week. Like the previous SBC releases, the SBC 20 is a barber pole cigar, this time using Ecuadorian Habano as a primary wrapper with Brazilian Matafina as the accenting wrapper. Both the binder and the filler tobaccos are from Nicaragua. As with other Postania cigars, it's made in Fábrica de las Tobacco Nicosueño. SBC 20 has an MSRP of $18, slight price increase from last year, or 2 years ago?
Yep.
2 years, long time.
Long time.
Limited to just 250 boxes of 20 cigars. It's important to... oh, this is in your voice. Oh, I never tried to do your voice.
Let's see.
Cigar good. Good.
Perfect.
It's important to recognize the great accomplishments
I
that
feel like
require
I'm
a
listening
team
to
to be
myself.
successful, said the company in a press release. Too often we see success only as a face of a single man. Surrounded by Champions is a cigar that pays homage to the people that made Postania possible.
Right.
The main ingredient of greatness is the rest of the team. Chad Atwell and Mike Palmer were specifically mentioned as 2 people who make the brand possible. Oh, Michael, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
It's so
Well,
nice.
you made the press release, Mike. You made the...
Mike Stepankevich, co-founder of Postania, told Half Wheel that the cigars were rolled in July of 2021. This is the 3rd SBC release following the SBC 16, SBC 18. Stepankevich did not commit to whether there would be an SBC 22 release.
Yeah, because I know
Depends
better.
on how long Greg is sober and how much work we can get out of it.
He's turning it on these days.
He is. I don't feel he got as much done today.
Yeah, it's okay. He's wavering a little bit.
CAO Arcana Firewalker. Arcana Firewalker set for early February release. The CAO Arcana Firewalker, the second of brand's Arcana series, is coming to stores in early February and bringing a historic way of aging tobacco to the modern humidor.
Did they find another Indian tribe somewhere?
I don't know. Let's read on. The Nicaraguan filler undergoes an aging process called Sensagari?
Sensagari.
Chinchigari?
Chinchigari.
Chinchiri, I don't know. Which General Cigar
Chimchimney.
refers to as a archaic process of primary aging used by local tobacco farmers in western Nicaragua.
Okay.
That just means it's an old way. How can you age something differently?
You can't.
Exactly. What, do they turn it the other way?
Oh,
Instead of laying this way, it lays this way.
It's all about the bullshit.
That's true. Let's see.
This is a
the Massapequa region where the filler is grown. The tobacco is placed in a large pile called a pilon and then buried deep in volcanic soil.
It's placed in a pilon and then buried in
volcanic soil for 2 months.
That's amazing.
Oh, that's what they do.
Very unique.
So is that hot? Is that hot soil?
I don't know. I mean, it's got to get warm.
The company says that those conditions allow the tobacco to ferment naturally, locking in an inherent sweet and aromatic quality.
But how does the ammonia leave if it's buried?
You know, it's kind of gritty when you smoke it. It's covered in dirt.
It's very chewy.
Very gritty in this thing. Maybe that's what you're spitting out.
Nope.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Once the stage is completed, the pilon goes to the factory for a second round of fermentation that lasts 9 months. Oh, why they have a baby?
Oh, how do we get the dirt out?
It's a lot of shaking. The tobacco then gets paired with Ecuadorian Habano Rosado wrapper and a Nicaraguan binder and is rolled in a 6.5 by 56 Toro Gordo Votola. Mm-hmm. It is made of the American Caribbean cigars in Esteli, Nicaragua, with a production limited to 5,000 boxes. Is that a limit, really, 5,000 boxes? That seems like a lot.
5,000 boxes?
Yes.
That is a lot.
Yeah, but it's limited to 5,000.
It's limited.
Only make the 5,000. Let's say it's limited.
Foundation?
I feel there could have been more, but they lost some they buried because they weren't paying attention.
Maybe.
Oh, what if they have a huge map? Huge map, a lot of X's.
Who left? Oh, we
Three
forgot.
steps from the palm tree.
We forgot this mound.
2 steps at the big rock. Dig here. 20 cigars that will be offered exclusively to the U.S. market. The suggested retail price is $11.99, with the cigar scheduled to begin shipping during the week of February 1st. Oh, that's next week.
So it's 20-count boxes.
20-count box, $11.99 a box, 5,000 boxes. How many boxes are we taking? We don't buy CAO.
We do sometimes.
Oh.
5,000 times 20.
Oh, that's the only story I have. Now we have a Florida story.
$11.99.
That sounds
$1.2 million of sales.
Wow, I think they would have made more.
I mean, they really cut it short.
They really cut it short, the $1.2 million. Wait, that's retail, though.
Yeah.
Okay. It got so cold in Florida, iguanas fell from the sky,
Of
Michael.
course, man. I love it when this happens.
This is a great story.
You shouldn't be here to begin with, you iguanas.
Everybody up north sends me this story every year when this happens.
Yeah.
A cold snap in
the
Florida.
Iguanas are falling.
Iguanas fall from the sky.
You know, when this releases, it'll officially be February 1st. I really can't wait for all the February 29th jokes.
A cold snap in Florida is different than any other place because we don't like it cold here.
Right.
We put on heavy coats when it's 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 10 degrees Celsius. No blizzard conditions here in the Sunshine State, but we have our issues as well when the thermometer drops.
Yes.
The National Weather Service, the grill people. The grill people said Sunday it's going to warm up nicely after the weekend because of the grills. They all turn them on.
They turn them on. Yeah, that makes sense.
The low temperatures near freezing are quite rare in Florida, but at first glance, the citrus, strawberry, and tomato winter crops suffered no major damage. We had frost in my house. You have frost in your house?
I had frost.
I had to scrape my wife's windshield with a spatula.
Ooh, I used a credit card on Mika's. And she goes, I don't understand this. Can't I just use water? And I was like, no.
Farmer spray water. Oh, maybe it would have worked. I don't know. Farmer spray water into crops to help protect them from the cold.
Not on the windshield.
No, not on the windshield.
Yeah.
On the fruit.
Yeah.
As for the iguanas, well, that's another matter. They're invasive species. We don't like them.
Yes.
Well,
we don't really have them up here.
No, they don't come this far north.
Too cold.
Too cold up there. They stop at like West Palmy, I think.
Yeah.
They're come to the trees. I love the trees in South Florida. They love the trees. When it gets cold below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, about 4 degrees Celsius, for you metric people, they go into a sort of suspended animation mode and they fall out of the trees.
Yes.
Boop. But they usually wake up when the sun warms them up, so they're fine.
That's no big deal.
No big deal.
Okay.
But let's see. It got cold in Florida this weekend. The National Weather Service.
Same thing happened to the alligators?
Nope. They don't fall out of trees.
But when they freeze, no,
alligators don't freeze.
They're reptiles.
Yes, but they regulate their body heat by sitting out in the sun.
But what if it's 30 degrees?
They still sit in the sun. It's still sun.
They just can't move.
They're very slow then. That's the time you want to chase them when you run zigzaggy.
Oh, okay.
Which they do teach in elementary school. They used to when I was a kid. If an alligator chases you, you run zigzag. Alligators can only run fast straight. You never heard that before?
I have.
Oh.
I just don't know if it's true.
It's not an urban legend.
They also used to teach you to get under a fucking desk when there's a nuclear bomb.
Well, I mean, at that point, who cares
Duck
what you do?
and cover.
Duck, yeah.
Yeah.
Hit 37 degrees Fahrenheit, the coldest morning in the past 12 years. Up the East Coast in Vero Beach, recorded low as 30 degrees Fahrenheit. It was 29 here when I woke up.
Yeah, it's cold.
It's cold.
Very cold.
Still, it's not like a whiteout. The Gasparilla Pirate Parade in Tampa, which was not held last year because of coronavirus, went off without a hitch Saturday in sunny but chilly weather. Thousands of people did piratey things, snagged beads from the parade route, and generally ate, drank, and were merry. Yet the unseasonable cold weather in Florida prompted one church on the Gulf of Mexico side of the state to rethink how it would welcome parishioners and visitors. St. Michael's, the Archangel on Siesta Key, canceled the 2 scheduled masses on Sunday because it was too cold.
Yes.
I think they could have called God.
Yeah.
He turned up.
You could have reached out.
Could have reached out. The church is going through a renovation, has been holding mass outdoors, as it did on Saturday afternoon at 49 degrees, because that's acceptable for praying, 49.
49's okay.
49's
Okay.
Anything under 49, it's like the iguanas. The people fall out of the fall.
Boom.
Boom. With the brisk winds making it feel even colder. Masses have been held under a tent, but Saturday's wind dislodged one of the support posts and rendered the temporary structure unsafe. Could they just put it back in the ground?
I suppose.
Call me next time, guys. I'll tell you where to put the pole.
Fix that.
But mass could not
It's
be
right
held.
next to the pylon under the ground.
Yeah, don't hit the pylon. Then there's big holes in them. In anticipation of temperatures falling to the mid-20s shortly after sunrise in the Sarasota area.
Huh.
All right, now we have a listener of the week, Michael.
We do.
Yes. I promise this young lady should be a listener of the week because last week I couldn't remember her name. I'm very sorry. And then she's actually part of a Cigar Hustler podcast fan lineage.
Oh.
Yes, which I will explain.
Okay.
But our listener of the week is Sarah Luther.
Sarah.
Congratulations, Sarah Luther.
Congratulations,
You are
Sarah.
listener of the week. She is Ben Rowland's wife.
Ah.
Yes.
Yes.
If your name would have been Sarah Rowland, just saying, I might have figured it out.
Would have been able to connect.
Might have been connected the
We
dots.
met them
a
in
little there.
Austin. Were you there?
No, I
no.
didn't.
Weasel
I
Fest.
didn't
Yeah,
go.
you weren't there.
No, I wasn't. I didn't go.
Yeah.
Stayed here.
You did.
Let my friend Chet go.
See, you fucked up.
Why? He had a lovely time.
You would have had a great time.
I'm sure. I'm sure I would have had a lovely time. And I will be there this year if they hold a.
I haven't heard anything of the Weasel Fest.
I asked Baby Grande,
Yeah.
and he said Skip is maybe talking about something considerably smaller
Okay.
because it was quite the undertaking to pull something like that off,
Okay.
and the juice was not worth the squeeze.
The juice was not worth the squeeze.
Which, you know, that's my phrase. You use that at the TPE.
Did I say that?
Yes.
I did?
Yes, I was very excited.
It's your saying?
Yes. I mean, it's from a movie.
I thought so.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I used it the first time, and you looked at me. Actually, I think I might have been on the show. And you looked at me funny, and I explained which movie it was from. And I'm honored now that you...
Risky Business?
No.
What's the show?
No, The Girl Next Door.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that.
Oh. Well, then you obviously did get it from me.
Okay.
The older guys explained to the younger guy that you have to make sure the juice is worth the squeeze when he's talking about dating a porn star.
I feel like it's been in other shows as well.
Nope. That's it.
Okay.
I Googled it once.
We don't fact check.
We don't fact check anything either. No. Something else. No, I said that. And I said that. Okay, that's all I got.
Tell you what, I got 8 hours of sleep last night. Whew. It was amazing.
Okay, Saturday we went and had to pick up Dad.
Yeah.
Took him home. We started going through some of his stuff, and some of the things I found, I got very emotional.
I'm sure.
And yeah, so I was terrible mood the rest of the day, well, I mean the next day, Sunday. So Adrian sort of left me alone. So I stayed in the garage. I smoked and watched TV. I'd come inside every once in a while. Every time I stopped moving, I would fall asleep.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing. In the garage watching TV, fall asleep.
Dead.
Yeah,
I get it.
come inside, sit down with her, or whatever she's doing, fall asleep. When we went to bed last night, wide awake. Couldn't go to sleep.
You know what's so funny is
It's the worst thing.
something very similar happened to me on Saturday. I was exhausted, but and I took a little nap,
Right?
and then I took the boys to one of the coaches with me.
Right.
He did a little Christmas tree burn in his land or whatever.
It goes very fast.
Yeah, so we were hanging out there.
All right, where everybody at?
Well, they had a bunch.
Oh, okay.
So we were hanging out there for a few hours, and then we went home,
Right.
and we started to watch Yellowstone.
Right.
And we were on episode 4 of season 2.
Okay.
We finished the season.
Oh.
So you're talking from 9 o'clock on to about 4 o'clock in the morning. I was wide fucking awake
Oh.
with no problem. Blasted through it.
Yeah.
And then I died the next day. I was just fucking.
Oh, yeah. I was dead yesterday.
So.
I mean, at one point, she was on the couch. I came in, laid on the couch for a second. I woke up with a blanket over me 2 hours later.
Yeah.
Nobody else in the room.
I mean, the way that we did this, the strategic placement of Wednesday, Thursday, fly out, red eye.
Red eye, yeah.
It's good as far as time efficiency,
Right.
but my God.
Oh, it kills you for the next 3 days.
My God. Did we pay a price?
Yeah.
I'm glad I was home
Right.
because I still got to coach the game,
Right.
which is very weird because, like, offensively, it's like 2 plays, touchdown,
Right.
and defensively, it's at least 3 plays
Right.
for the stop. And I'm the defensive coach.
Right.
So I'm like, God damn, I'm on this field a lot. I'm on this field a lot more than you guys.
Oh.
So, but yeah, I'm glad I made it, you know.
All right, that's it. Episode 211, Cigar Hustler Podcast.
Yes, let's review this LBD
You have nothing to smoke.
because it's done.
It's done.
But
It's not a very big cigar.
But I have no problem giving you my 2 cents on this on the Patreon.
All right, guys, we're going to go. Thank you very much for listening. That's our TPE coverage, Mr. Coop. Maybe next year. Who knows? You know, maybe you'll give us a
Yeah,
tap.
the media coverage.
Media coverage. So when we were sitting there with Terrence, all the live shows were back behind that fish tank that was empty.
Oh, really?
Because I've looked at a couple of them, obviously one of them for that. Now, Nicole and whatever her husband, fiance's name is, I don't remember his name. They were in their room.
Matthew Tobacco?
I think it is Matt, yeah. They were in their room because it's very echoey, so you can hear them. They're in their room. The other guys, all back behind the wall there.
We should have just hopped to
I know. I saw the How About That Cigar guys doing something, but
Hey.
yeah, I mean, because it's live.
Yeah, hey, we
We could
are.
have popped in on either side of them and going, hey,
Yeah, and then jump to another one. Hey, we're just covering it.
we're just covering the coverage, all sorts of coverage
Hey,
here.
we're guests. Yeah.
So next year. Developing Palettes guys, we're both extra large for the shirts when you
Yeah.
get them.
XL.
XLs, 2XLs.
Let's do this.
We will wear them on the show.
We will
As far as
wear
How About That Cigar guys, we'll wear your shirts on our show too.
Yeah.
We don't care.
Yeah.
You
How
guys-
about that cigar?
Yeah, well, we'll just say that as many times as we can.
How about that cigar?
You know what? We're developing our palettes, but how about that cigar?
Yeah. Exactly.
All about the cross promotion, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
The Cigar Hustlers podcast, its owners, and its sponsors take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show host or their guest. Statements or show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of Mike and Mike Productions or the podcast providers, and opinions between talk show hosts may differ. It is not our intention to libel, incite, or hurt anyone's feelings. We invite you to write the show's host, Mike Stepankevich, with any feedback or suggestions that you have for their shows. These broadcasts are presented and made public as entertainment in the hope that they will be entertaining to the audience.
This has been a Cigar Hustlers podcast, a Mike and Mike production. Be sure to listen every Tuesday at 10 a.m. for all new episodes.
Hi, I'm Justo Iroa.
Yeah, we just don't have to do a single podcast ever again.
Perfect. I'm good, Mike and Mike. How are you guys doing?
The Hojo,
Hojo! It's the Hojo!
the moderator.
let him fuck it up all the way.
I gotta get past Hojo! Go on.
I don't even have to try to hit
He's
the
not even
record.
gonna try.
We're gonna cover a lot of ground here, Mike.
All right.
Try to keep up.
That's a sign of a good podcast.
Maybe
John.
like 4 cigars when I walked in the door.
All right, end this.
Squared.